Hello everyone, and welcome to our specimen investigation here at the California Academy of Sciences. My name is Patrick. I use he, him pronouns. And let's jump right into it, or should I say dive right into it. Right in front of me I've got a really massive but very cool specimen. Now, what do you observe about this specimen? What do you observe about the shape? The shape of the teeth. You know, if we have a look at the way the skull is orientated, the way it's shaped, you can have an idea of where this animal lives. Notice how long the front of the skull is. It's got teeth that are shaped more or less the same way, and the nose is located right on top here. Any guesses? Well, what I have here is the skull of an orca or a killer whale. And a killer whale is a type of cetacean. Now, what is a cetacean? Have any of you ever seen a cetacean before? If you're not sure what a cetacean is, how about this? Have you ever seen a whale, dolphin, or a porpoise? If you answered yes to any of those, you have seen a cetacean. Cetaceans are a group of marine mammals found all across the world, but they started life on land. And in fact, their closest relatives on land include the animal of this skull. This is a skull of a boar. So whales, dolphins, and porpoises are related to pigs, cows, deers, and even hippos. And one of the ways scientists, like paleontologists, know that whales are related to hippos and pigs is that they have a very specially shaped ankle bone. And you'll be seeing a picture of that on the screen. Now, cetaceans have all these amazing adaptations that help them to survive in the water. As I noted earlier, the nose of the orca is on top of their skull. Where is your nose located? Have you ever gone swimming and had to take a breath? If you've done so, you probably have to lift your whole head out of the water, whereas a cetacean with their nose on top of their skull, all they have to do is slightly bring it above the surface. You've probably seen the spout in a video or documentary, or yourself in their natural range, pop up their head and they can go right back down. Another adaptation these cetaceans had for swimming well in the water is their flippers. But if you have a close look at this flipper here of a harbor porpoise, you might notice that some of the bones are ones you have in your own body. So this here is called a humerus, and you have this on this part of your arm. These two are the radius and ulna. This is where your elbow goes onwards. And then these are pretty much the hand bones you have in your own very hands. Now, there are 94 different kinds of whales, dolphins, and porpoises, and they're broken up into two large groups. You have the baleen whales with baleen in their mouth. This baleen, while it looks almost alien-like, it's comprised of the same stuff you have on your own body, your fingernails and your hair. It's called keratin. And if you imagine a big whale taking a gulp full of water, using this baleen, it acts like a comb or a filter, and it latches on the tiny organisms like phytoplankton, zooplankton, or even krill for these animals to eat. So the biggest animals on our planet, including the blue whale, feed on some of the smallest. And the blue whale is the largest baleen whale. They can go upwards to about 110 feet. But the smallest baleen whale is the pygmy right whale, and they grow about 20 feet long. Still pretty big. If any of you have ever gotten to see one of our famous residents here, Claude. Claude's about 10 feet long, so imagine two Claudes stacked behind each other. Now, the other large group of cetaceans are the toothed whales, like this harbor porpoise I have in front of me. So if you look at the skull here, they have teeth, unlike the baleen whales that have the comb-like structures. And because they have teeth, they eat a variety of things. They'll hunt fish, squid. Orcas are pretty varied in their diet, that they have been known to hunt sharks. They'll eat seals and sea lions, and they'll also hunt other kinds of whales. And just like the baleen whales, they will vary in size, The smallest toothed whale is known as the vaquita. It's a smaller relative of our local harbor porpoises that you can find from Golden Gate Bridge. The vaquita grows up to about 5 feet long. The largest toothed whale is the sperm whale and can grow upwards to 50, even 70 feet long. So pretty big, but remember, not as big as a blue whale. As I mentioned earlier, cetaceans are found all across the world's oceans, and that includes San Francisco's backyard, the Pacific Ocean. And there are different kinds of cetaceans you can find. For the baleen whales, we have humpbacks, we have gray whales, we have fin whales, minkies, which are a bit on the smaller side, and of course we have the biggest animal that lives on our planet currently, the blue whale, that also feeds along our coast. In terms of the toothed whales, as I mentioned earlier, you can find harbor porpoises along Golden Gate Bridge, around the bay. We have different kinds of dolphins, including bottlenose dolphins, 2 species of common dolphins, northern right whale dolphins, Rizzo's dolphins, and of course the largest dolphin, the killer whale, or orca. Now, these animals are pretty big, but we do share quite a few things with them. They like a healthy Pacific Ocean, just like we do. So because we share precious resources with these amazing animals, there's different ways we can contribute to cetacean conservation. For instance, as I mentioned earlier, toothed whales like to eat stuff like squid, fish, and that's some stuff you or someone you may know likes to eat too. So the way we can help out cetaceans is by choosing to eat sustainably caught seafood. Seafood Watch was a program that was started by the Monterey Bay Aquarium, and it takes out the guesswork for you because the back of the card, it reads like a stoplight system. Whatever is in the green column, these are the best choices of seafood. So go ahead and continue to eat stuff in the green column. But in case you can't find the green, we want to go for the stuff in the yellow. These are the good alternatives, but generally you want to avoid the stuff in the red. These are the ones you want to avoid. These would be options of seafood that are harvested unsustainably, meaning that they're being caught at a rate where they cannot reproduce and increase their stocks. Another way we can help out cetaceans is by helping to establish marine protected areas. And marine protected areas are essentially national parks but out in the water. Have any of you ever been to Monterey Bay before? If you haven't, definitely go check it out. It is a beautiful place, but if you've been out on the water in Monterey Bay, you have been to a marine protected area. All along the California coastline, we have several marine protected areas. And in these areas where there's less commercial activity, there's some regulations on what goes on in the area, we can create this protected space for all sorts of animals, from fish to sharks, seals, and also the cetaceans, the whales and dolphins. And to show you that protecting these areas do work, we get tons of cetaceans that visit Monterey Bay every single year, including the blue whales. But that about wraps up our specimen investigation. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you come to visit the California Academy of Sciences, be on the lookout for some of our cetaceans, including a blue whale skeleton and a killer whale skeleton. Bye-bye.